Hi guys, Mrs. Bremer here. This is take 2 of my Law of Sines video. You'll have to laugh at me because I did a really good Law of Sines video with my camera and the whole video was upside down. So I didn't know how to change it. So I'm going to do another one. Maybe I'll get better with time. So we're going to talk about today something called Law of Sines. And tomorrow we'll talk about law of cosines, but right now, law of sines. So law of sines is pretty cool because you can find missing side lengths and missing angle measures using trig, but you don't need a right triangle. Not required. You can have any type of triangle and solve for a missing side length or a missing angle measure using law of sines. So first thing, I have a triangle and I'm going to label its vertices A, B, and C. And you'll notice that I used uppercase letters for those vertices. I am going to label the side lengths, so CB, AC, AB, using a lowercase letter. And this will make it more clear when I show you the law of sines so you can apply the formula. So across from angle A, or vertex A, we're going to call that side length lowercase a. Across from vertex B, we're going to call that lowercase b. And across from vertex C, we're going to call that baby c, or lowercase c. So now we have vertices A, B, C with side lengths, little a, little b, little c. And here's what the law of sines looks like. It says the sine of an angle is to its opposite side as the sine of a second vertex is to its opposite side as the sine of the third vertex is to its opposite side. So there we go. We have the sine of A divided by the side is equal to the same exact thing as the sine of B divided by its opposite side is equal to the same exact number as the sine of C is to its opposite side. So that is called the law of sines. And tomorrow we'll talk about the law of cosines, but for right now, here's the law of sines. So I gave you, in Google Classroom, a copy of these notes. So you can read the notes here, and let me just write down the formula again. I like to think of it as a formula. It's a little less intimidating than the law. Okay, sine of A over A is equal to the sine of B over B is equal to the sine of C over C. Okay, and just remember that the lowercase letters, those refer to the sides across from the vertices. Okay, so that's what we have. Oop, can't see it all. Hey, just like class. Anyway, so there we go. So let's look at problem number 1. Here's problem number 1. We are given a triangle and we're given 2 angle measures and 2 sides. So step number 1, we need to make sure that for each angle we have, the side, we're given the side across from it. So the side across from 35 is 12, and the side across from 71 is x. So we can just directly apply the formula for the law of sines. So here it goes. Sine of 71 is 2x as the sine of 35 is to 12. Okay, that's as easy as it gets. So next thing, what do? We need to solve for x, so we cross multiply. Remember that. We cross multiply. So we're going to say x times sine 35 is equal to 12 sine 71. We need to have x by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by sine 35 Okay, so take a look. These signs cancel out. So great, we're left with x is equal to this. What's this? Just a whole bunch of numbers that we can put in our calculator. So, there, can you see that? Okay, turn on the calculator. And now we have 12 sine 71. Make sure you close the parentheses. You don't have to put the multiplication sign, but you do need to put the division sign, because now we're going to divide by sine 35. Boom. That's my answer. 19.7815 yada yada and yada. So what do we do for side lengths? We always round to the nearest tenth. So we see an 8 here. So the 8 means we need to make the 7 in front of it. And 8, that's rounding to the nearest tenth. 5 or greater, add 1. Less than 5, keep it the same. Okay, so we have 19.8. If there was units associated with this triangle, then we'd add them as well. But right now we just have 19.8 as our answer. Okie doke. All right, one more involving side lengths. We're going to look at number 4. Number 4 is slightly different than number 1. Doesn't look that way though. We have 2 side lengths and 2 angles, but look. 27 is across from 96. That's great. But look, what's across from 53? We don't know. We need x. We need to find x. But we can find this angle here. How many degrees is this angle? Well, it's 180 minus 53 minus 96. So that means this angle right here, if I plug that in my calculator, I get 31 degrees. Okay? So I think next time I do a video, I'll use more than one color. Oh, look, you can't even see it. Oh, just like class. Oh, well, here we go. So here's our triangle. 31. I just lost my train of thought. Okay, here we go. Sine of 31 is to the opposite side, which is x, as, we can't use 53 because we don't know the side length, but we can use 96 as the sine of 96 is to 27. So here we go, cross multiply, and we get x sine 96 is equal to 27 sine 31. Okay, divide both sides by, you guessed it, sine 96. Cancel out. X is equal to, let me show it on the calculator again. Here's calculator. This is so odd. When I did the upside down video, it showed the whole screen. Oh well. I need to improve. 27 sine 31 divided by sine 96. Boom. 13.982, rounding to the nearest tenth, so the 8 makes the 9 a 10, which makes 13/14. So, what I learned in college was you don't just write 14, you write 14.0, because that tells the person reading your work that you rounded to the nearest tenth. So there's my answer. So what would I like you to do? I would like you to do, let's go with number 3 and number 5. So that's what you'll do, number 3 and number 5. And I just need to show you how to find a missing angle, and then you'll do one of those. Okay, so this is the second page. Boop. Number 9. Here's number 9. Okay, so number 9, we need to find this missing side length. Or, oh no, we have the side lengths. We need the missing angle. So this is our variable. So we use the same formula. We just say sine x is to 9 as sine 77 is to 14. Okay, we're going to cross multiply. So we have 14 sine x is equal to 9 sine 77. Divide both sides by 14. Okay, because these cancel out. So we have sine x is equal to 9 sine 77 over 14. Okay, but now we need to remember when we find a missing angle, what do? We need to say x is equal to inverse sine of this. Okay, so in the parentheses goes all of this. Okay, and then we can find our missing angle. So here's my calculator, and I'll show you what that looks like. So blue button here, second sine, what am I putting in there? 9 sine 77 divided by 14. And my parentheses equals 38.78. We always round to the nearest degree for angles, so what do we give that? 39 degrees. So x is equal to 39 degrees. Okie dokie. So what are you going to do? Since we're sticking with the odds here, why don't you do number 11? So you have numbers 3, 5, and 11 to do for today. And then you can check your answers using the answer key. Hopefully you like my video, and I'll try to improve with time. Miss you guys. Bye.